What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciated, everyone. So, we have a knife coming in from Kansept, so huge shout out to them for sending this guy in for me to take a look at. I believe this is a new release for the month of March. We have our paperwork and our microfiber cloth, nice little box, and we have our nice little pouch here. And then we have our knife housed in a little plastic baggie, and this is a bigger boy than I thought it was. So this guy is called the Egress, and I am not familiar with this model. I've never handled the Egress, and I didn't know this knife even existed. So this is completely new to me. I don't know if they have other models, or because I know Kansept likes to do very affordable offerings, and then, you know, they do a little bit all over the place. They could have a very premium offering. This one's in 14C, which is a great steal. So this is going to be more of their affordable line, well under $100, I'm going to guess. We have some nicely textured G10 handles. And then we have some brass hardware, brass anodized hardware, geared G10 backspacer there. And then we have a nice deep carry clip there, not recessed, and the screws are not recessed either. But we'll double check that and see how it goes in and out of the pocket. I do really like this blade shape, kind of a modified Wharncliffe, modified sheep's foot. You still have that pokey tip and the straight edge, but you have this really sharp cant down to that tip. So definitely a modified blade, but you do have that nice straight edge there. Let's go ahead and check this guy in the pocket, see how it goes in and out. So we have good retention there on the dip, and it maintains that retention, which means it has a pretty good amount of retention there. A lot of times once you get over the seam, it just rides right up. This actually held pretty well. So you'll have just a tiny bit sticking out there, not much, and then there must be plenty of room in there for this to get over your pocket. Now, if you're wearing very thick work clothes, carpenter pants, then that could be a different story. But it does look like they give you plenty of room. Not sure why not just recess those at this point, but not a huge deal. Not a deal breaker. Not going to be reversible there for lefties. And boy, this has really good action right out of the box. It's nice and controlled, and that's basically all but going to fall shut nice and easy. Woohoo! I like this. This is a good size. We have a skinnier handle here. Not too skinny, but then you get this nice, tall, longer blade. This is I like this. It's a little bit different, but going to be very functional. You have good access to the liner there, and they give you a nice big chamfer. Lockup is sitting around about 25% or so, and we did check centering. It is nicely centered. And then another thing I'm noticing, look at that. So you have jimping back here, which if you're, in your standard grip, great. And then you can work up here, and you have a little bit of jimping there. And then if you want to come up and get up on that tip, they give you a little bit of jimping here. I really like that. I wouldn't mind if they were a little bit, I'm always complaining about jimping, but I wouldn't mind if it was a little bit more. But I like where their head is, and I like where they're going with this. If you don't want to have a constant stream, do little batches of, run it to here, maybe run it from here to the bend, and then run it from here down to this bend. But I like where they're going, and it seems like it would work pretty well. It is pretty grippy there. Yeah, it's pretty grippy stuff. So I really like that there. And the sharpening choil looks like the plunge comes back right about here. So you're going to potentially get quite a bit of sharpening life out of this guy. I do like how you still maintain that nicer pokey tip. You know, a typical sheep's foot is really going to cant down and you won't have quite a pokey tip. You know, that's the nature of a sheep's foot. You don't quite get that tip. So you do have some semblance of a pokey tip there. And that blade is fairly heavy, but nice and controlled on the action. It looks like, so you have a front flipper there, or it looks like it wants to be. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that works pretty good. Who do we have? What's that say there? DNI. Huh, I don't know who that is. Niche Designs, maybe? Niche Designs, does that sound familiar to anyone? Let me know. Now that I say it, Niche Designs, it kind of sounds familiar. Why don't we go ahead and we'll see what kind of edge is on this guy. We'll grab some, kind of hard to tell on that. So we got our standard magazine paper here. And I will say, Kansept has really stepped up their game, guys, as far as their OEM projects and their standard line of knives, even down in the very affordable range. Like we checked out a couple of cryos recently, and you know, those are like 60, 70 bucks. Excellent knife, 12C, 28N. And seems to be doing very well. And then now they're using 14C 28N, which you guys know I'm a huge fan of 14C. At this point, guys, some people won't want to hear it. And if you would have said that to me, if I would have told myself a year ago that I would prefer 14C now over 154, I would have said there's no way. I still love 154, but the proof is in the steels, guys. 14C is way tougher. It's way tougher, guys. I mean by 2 miles tougher than 154, and it's even more corrosion resistant. I think where 154, I don't remember 100%, but I think where 154 might have it by a smidge is on the edge retention. But with 14C, we all know, or if you've been around, you know that 14C is very easy to put an edge back on. I do like this black wash finish here. Looks good. It's not that shiny PVD or shiny DLC looking coating, so it does have like a nice tumble to it. I'm not sure how much these are going to cost. I'm going to guess, based on the build and the materials, let's say, I bet it's 70 to 80, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't think it's going to be any less than 70. I guess it could be. We'll stick with like 70 to 80. That's what I'll guess, at least. Could be a little bit more, could be a little less, but that's probably about where this is going to sit. Now, I don't know if they're switching to 14C from 154, or if they're just adding that into their line, which I think would be a great move on their part, because as far as I know, there's not many, if any, companies that are using 12C28, 14C28, also using 154 and S35, while also experimenting with some more premium steels on their even higher line of knives, like 20CV. Did they do something in S90 recently? I know they have been dabbling with some other various steels. Like I believe, yeah, this guy is in CPM 20 CV. And if you're seeing this video is already out, and this knife, guys, is fantastic as well. Especially if you like flipper knives, this thing is ridiculous. Anyway, back to, and there's another, this is kind of like a sheep's foot because of this cant, and you don't really have much of a tip there, but you have this nice straight edge. It's very similar to this guy here, but you have a little bit more of a pokier tip with this egress here. This egress has been a pleasant surprise to open up and mess around with, because I wasn't sure which knife. They had said which knife was coming, but I really, I try not to look much into it after they say. And sometimes they don't even say. Maybe they didn't say, but I think they did. But I don't look much into it after that. Just that way I'm getting a true first impressions on this guy. That's why I don't watch much content on newer releases either from other creators, just so that way I can develop my own first impressions on the given knife. I like this thing though, guys, especially if it's sitting, below 80 bucks or so. I think this would make a fantastic EDC knife, work knife. This could cross over a bunch of different categories, and if you want to fidget with your knife and still have utility and function, this might be a really good candidate. If you're just looking to add to your collection, or you need it to add to your collection for work and for EDC, and you still want to be able to fidget with it, this might be a good candidate, because you can thumb flick it, reverse flick it, and you got the front flipper tab that seems to work very well. Yeah, it works good. Even for the reach around, I was a little suspicious of it, but it does work really good. And the detent, guys, is tuned nicely on this. Already breaking in beautifully. Yeah, this thing is nice. Why don't we go ahead? Is there any movement in there? Nah. No, there's no movement. We got the spine whacker right here. We might as well check it, right? It's been a long time since I've had a knife fail. The last one was the Rhino from Kansept Knives. And that one was actually solved. So, one more for... Yeah, nice and solid. Good job from Kansept. Good edge, good fit and finish. I like this design. I like the little bit more slender handle, but there's plenty of length here. Even if you have XL, even bigger hands than that. If you have double XL or you have XL with, sausage fingers, you're going to fit on this very nicely, especially if you choke up behind that edge. Yeah, this is going to be a utility machine here. Be able to get up on the tip, be able to control the edge very closely there. Comfortable in a multitude of grips. I like how this slants down. It's a nice design cue, but it's a nice place to put your thumb there if you're in this more neutral grip here. This is a cool knife right here, guys. Nice solid build. Kansept keeps doing it. They've done it again here with this one, and this is in their affordable line of stuff. Their higher end stuff is getting better and better. Their more affordable stuff is getting better and better. So I really look for Kansept to really start taking some massive steps here in 2024. That'll wrap this one up, guys. Double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, make sure you leave a little comment down below. Let me know what you think of this Kansept Egress here. Let me know if you picked one up. Let me know if you've picked up any Kansepts lately. I love hearing from you guys. And don't forget to smash that thumbs up button before you head out. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day or night or whenever you are watching this. Thank you all. Love you guys, and I will catch you on the next one.